Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Tons of games last night. Buckle up. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Cascade Hoops Talk, produced in the shadow of the beautiful Cascade Mountains and bringing the world NAIA basketball. One podcast at a time. Loads of action last night in the top 25 and all across the conferences. I think there was 5 or 6 big conferences in action. Let's start with the Crossroads. Number 1, Grace College. They went down to Indianapolis. They played Marion. They beat them 91-62. They go to 16-0. 16-0. Michael Wellman, freshman, 16 points, 2 rebounds. He's out of Portage. And Hunter Walston, a sophomore, 13 points, 6 rebounds for these two young men. There's Michael Wellman and Hunter Walston. So they go to, not that team. They go to 16-0, and they're going to play at Indiana Wesleyan on Saturday, probably the premier game in the country. They're definitely the premier game in the there you got Oklahoma Wesleyan and Friends playing too. But anyway, definitely the premier game in the Crossroads. Now we can go over to Indiana Wesleyan. They went to Mount Vernon. Tough trip in the Crossroads. That they beat them pretty soundly, 91-66. Oh, jeez, I'm just driving you crazy with that, aren't I? Hey, Cademan Bontrager's had an unbelievable year for Indiana Wesleyan, 23 points, 5 rebounds. And then last night, Isaac Andrew, 26 points, 5 rebounds for the Wildcats. They go to 14-2, and as I just said, they host Grace College on Saturday. So that game's going to be in Lucky Arena. Okay, Bethel Pilots, they went to Spring Arbor, another tough trip. I mean, it's not a super long trip, but that's just a tough place to play. Spring Arbor is a well-coached basketball team. But the Bethel Pilots, they came away victorious 90-77. Alanis Pesciolus, he had 19 points, 5 assists. Jameer Jefferson, 17 points, 3 rebounds. And they go to 15-1, just a quiet 15-1. You know, they're not the number 1 team in the conversation every day, but they just keep winning and winning and winning. So they're going to host Mount Vernon Nazarene on Saturday. Let's take a look at the rest of the games. Only a couple other games, but, we talked about those, all 3 of those. Huntington beat Goshen as expected, and Taylor beat St. Francis as expected. No surprises there. Here, take a quick look at the standings in the conference. Obviously, Grace is first, but look at Bethel and Taylor, 1 game back. Indiana Wesleyan 1 game back, or 2 games back, 1 game back at Taylor, and then Huntington's now dropped to 3 games back of first. So what's going on Saturday? Taylor is at Huntington. Taylor needs to win to keep pace with the leaders. Huntington needs to win to, get back up and chase those leaders and make sure he can stay in the top 4. Bethel will be playing Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon is a very, very good basketball team. Jared Ronay, he's a very good coach. They're going to knock somebody off. I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to knock somebody off. It'll probably be a game that somebody just absolutely can't lose, and Mount Vernon Nazarene's going to get them. Grace is at Indiana Wesleyan, as we said, and that's going to be a big, big game. Jumping over to the KCAC, I just mentioned this a second ago. Oklahoma Wesleyan tonight, though, they beat St. Mary on the road 80-75. In this game, Tamaje Izugagbe, 17 points, 3 rebounds. And then Jaden Wilson, 12 points, 4 rebounds. They go to 13-2, and they're going to host Friends on Saturday. So that and the Grace Indiana Wesleyan game, those are the 2 big games coming up on Saturday. Speaking of Friends, They played Sterling tonight on the road. They beat them 75-58. Randy Wolf, let me get him up here. Randy Wolf, he had 20 points, 4 rebounds. And then Colin Macklin, who's had a good year for the Friends. He's a senior out of Memphis, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Friends, they go to 13-2, and as I said, they'll be at Oklahoma Wesleyan on Saturday. Take a look at the other games of note. Evangel lost at Southwestern. Southwestern's a tough place to play, but a tough loss for Evangel. You'll see on the standings. We've talked about those. Here's some of the other scores. Bethel won tonight. That's important. I'll show you in the standings. They're working to keep pace with Friends in Oklahoma Wesleyan. Whoop. The standings. I didn't show you the Oh, here's. Sorry, I got ahead. Sorry. So as you can see in the standings, Friends and Oklahoma Wesleyan are tied. Bethel's just that one game back. That's why that win last night was so important. Evangel 6-3. I tell you, that loss tonight hurt him, as is McPherson. Couple games, keep an eye on Saturday. Evangel's going to be at Bethany. Again, they still need a win. And Bethel will be at St. Mary. They need a win to keep pace. And then, of course, Friends at Oklahoma Wesleyan. Sorry, folks, standing room only. Let's go over to the Sun Conference. Number 8, Ave Maria. They win again. They go to 16-1. They beat Warner. They were at Ave Maria was at home. They beat them 92-81. Michael Klekas and Jonathan Efforts, these two guys today. Michael Klekas has had just an unbelievable year for Ave Maria. 22 points, 9 rebounds last night. And Jonathan Efforts, 18 points, 4 rebounds. These guys are just everyday guys. They're there every night in the scoring leaders and rebound leaders. So Ave Maria 16-1, and they're going to be at Kaiser next Wednesday. So they have a week off, but that's going to be a real Sun Conference showdown. Speaking of Kaiser, they hosted Southeastern tonight. Big game. Southeastern is really chasing Ave Maria and Kaiser in the conference lead, but they won tonight 84-62. They go to 13-1. They're going to be at Weber on Saturday. Sorry, whoa, man. In that game, Cameron James, 27 points, 5 rebounds, and Nadir Myers, 18 points, 3 rebounds. Talk about guys who are having a great year. Cameron James, he's having an unbelievable year for Kaiser. You see him every night. I think he's leading scorer, second leading scorer for Kaiser every night. Let's look at the rest of the games in the conference. Just kind of scroll through them. Right here, Florida Memorial won. Okay, let's look at the standings in the Sun. It's a smaller conference. You can see what I was talking about with Southeastern. Ave Maria and Kaiser, no lot. And then Florida, Southeastern is one game back. And then it kind of goes down from there. So coming up on Saturday, New College is going to be at Southeastern. Southeastern needs a win to keep pace. Florida College needs to. They're battling to try to. Florida College is battling, as you'll see over here, to get back in that top 2. They're still within striking distance of second place. Okay, let's jump over to the WAC. Number 9, Indiana Tech. They hosted Lourdes tonight. They wanted to rebound after that Madonna loss. They beat. It was a close game, though, but they beat Lourdes 71-68. Blake Davison, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. I've told you guys a couple times. I got to meet him. I think he was a freshman when I met him in Kansas City. Great young man. Really kind of cool to see him grow from a guy who kind of stood outside on the three-point line and waited for those old men, that team that was all fifth-year seniors, to throw the ball to him, and he was a 3 specialist. He's all-around player now. Logan Beeston, 16 points, 3 rebounds. So Indiana Tech, they're okay. They go to 12-2. And they're going to host Cornerstone on Saturday. Everybody knows that game has a little extra juice. Coach Albert, he played at Cornerstone. He was the lead assistant there for a number of years. He brought in a lot of guys into Cornerstone as a recruiter, big connection. So let's go over to the rest of the games. We'll talk about the Cornerstone game in a moment. Northwestern Ohio won at Cleary. Those guys are in the middle of the pack. They're all battling for playoff position right now. Aquinas beat Lawrence Tech. Tough loss for Lawrence Tech. Lawrence Tech, I thought, was going to have a much better year, but right now they're fighting again for playoff spot. And those are the other scores in the conference. Let's look at the standings. Indiana Tech and Madonna 1 and 2. Then you can see Lourdes, Rochester Christian, and then Lawrence Tech is battled. They're falling out of that 4th spot. They want to get back in, so that's why that loss to Aquinas was so big tonight. Here's what we got for Saturday. Cornerstone at Indiana Tech. I'll leave that one for last. Lawrence Tech at Cleary is a big game because both of them are in that mid-pack. Lawrence Tech wants to get back up in that group of 3, and then same with Madonna. They've got a tough one at Rochester Christian on the road. That's a game that's going to be very important to the standings. Okay, Cornerstone at Indiana Tech. As I said, there's all that history. Everybody, all any analysis will tell you that Indiana Tech is highly favored in this game. But man, you can throw all that out the window when Coach Elders walks in there in Fort Wayne on Saturday. A lot of emotion in that game. How many more years, how many more trips into Fort Wayne is Coach Elders going to make? I mean, we don't know. Is that going to affect it? But Indiana Tech needs a win. Cornerstone really, really, really wants to go in and beat them. So there's a lot going on in that game right there. So we really need to keep an eye on that this weekend. Big upset of the night. Congratulations to Mount Marty. They go into Orange City. I've been to Orange City. I'm telling you, that is a tough place to win. Mount Marty goes into Orange City, and they beat Northwestern 83-78. Couple of guys, Sutton Aaron, he had 22 points, 5 rebounds for Mount Marty. Jake Jensen, 18 points, 2 rebounds. The Lancers, a huge win for them. Northwestern now is 13-5. They've lost 2 in a row, and they got to host Briarcliff on Saturday. And Briarcliff is hot. Who knows what's going to happen Saturday? But once again, congratulations to the Lancers of Northwestern, and a tough loss. The Lancers of Mount Marty, wow. And for Northwestern, it's a tough loss. Let's look at the rest of the games in the G-Pack. Doane beat Dakota Wesleyan in overtime, and that was at the Corn Palace. Morningside is on a roll. They've knocked Concordia back a couple of games now. And then, as I said, Briarcliff, they hosted Midland tonight, and they got the win, and they'll play Northwestern on Saturday. Take a look at the standings here. Morningside is 2 games up now. Concordia and Briarcliff are right there. And then now Mount Marty is only 1 game, or actually a half a game behind Concordia and Briarcliff. So coming up this weekend, Briarcliff is at Concordia. They have to go into Seward. That's going to be a tough game for Briarcliff, but they need the win. And Dort is going to be at Midland. Dort needs a win to sneak back up in those standings. Dort's a team in the G-Pack. You can see right now they're 5-4. They're always there, and they're down just a little bit this year, but they really want to get that win this weekend at Midland. Okay, Pikeville in the Appalachian Conference. They beat Johnson tonight. Pikeville was at home 93-75. Bradley Bunch, he had 18 points, 5 rebounds, the senior. And the redshirt freshman, Zion Blevins, who's had another guy who's had a great year for Pikeville, 6'7" freshman, 18 points, 5 rebounds. Pikeville now, they're 15-2. and they're going to host Carolina University on Saturday. Let's take a look at the rest of the conference. CIU lost tough. I'll show you in the standings. That was a tough loss for CIU. And here's the rest of the scores. Let's go to the standings real quick. Pikeville, kind of, I'm going to go out. I mean, I don't see anybody catching them at this point. You can see that loss push CIU down. Tough loss for them. So a couple of teams still battling. Tennessee Wesleyan is right up there. It's a battle for second right now, and Tennessee Wesleyan right now is winning that battle. CIU's at Union. CIU needs a win. Union's not an easy place to go get it, but they need a win. So those are two games we'll keep an eye on. In the Heart of America, Graceland tonight, they beat Clark 88-65. They go to 14-2. Carson Bunch, 13 points, 2 rebounds, and then Micah Lamberth, he had 13 points, 7 rebounds for Central Methodist, Graceland. Graceland is going to host Central Methodist on Saturday. That's going to be a battle royal. Okay, the rest of the conference tonight. William Penn won. I'm sorry, I always root for William Penn. And I apologize for it. Missouri Baptist, they won. That's important. They're it's a little bit of a battle for second place right now behind Graceland and Missouri Baptist is winning that. And then Central Methodist won, and that sets up a big showdown let's show you that, with Graceland. And that's not very fair to say a race for second place, but Graceland just doesn't seem like they're going to give this up. But Central Methodist is going to play them on Saturday. You can see the rest of the conference there. Look at how bunched up that is from second and third place. So William Penn is going to be playing Mid-American Nazarene. Again, these are all battles for playoff spots. Missouri Baptist is battling for that playoff spot, Grandview and Missouri Valley. And then, of course, Central Methodist is going to be at Graceland. Chicagoland, here's the games last night. South Bend won. Trinity Christian beat Governor State. Big win for Trinity Christian. Trinity Christian's playing the last season ever in college program history. They're closing this college after the year. And these guys are making some noise in the Chicagoland. And a lot of credit goes to those guys. St. Francis beat St. X tonight, 59-58. Huge win for St. Francis. Tough loss for St. Xavier. But the home team prevailed in that one. And there's the rest of the scores. Let's go to the standings. Okay. So Olivet Nazarene is only a game up on Indiana South Bend. You can see that. Look at how tight it gets. So this Saturday, St. Francis is going to be at South Bend. That's a game for position. Olivet Nazarene needs to win at Indiana Northwest to keep the Wolves off their back. Hey, thanks a lot. That was a lot of games to go through. Sorry, I got a little bit scattered there for a minute, and I apologize for that. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school, because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.